Welcome back to Ultra Despair Girls. Before we get to the episode proper, apparently there's a quick turn that I had no idea existed in this game. I was recording footage for all the bonuses that you'll be seeing after this one, and I found out that if you press back and the run button at the same time, you do a quick turn. Thing is, you can also do this quick turn with Genocide Jack. So it's cool to have, but I'm surprised they never tell you about it. Anyway, let's have some fun in Chapter 4. There's a lot of shenanigans that happen in this chapter. I noticed this is the one that isn't exactly the best prepared, but I found a glitch. So in this fight, when you're fighting a bunch of ball Monokumas and you have to deal with a lot of these guys with the shields, I realized that eventually the Monokumas kept continuously respawning and nothing was happening. And then I came to the bus, and this guy was stuck in the bus. Which means the ball Monokumas were continuously respawning and they wouldn't stop coming. And then there was another guy who needed to be dealt with. There. Now these ball Monokumas should stop spawning, at least I hope. But the thing is, it happened again. So if you ever find yourself in an infinite fight, be sure to check the buses, because these guys just get stuck. I'm sure a lot of you were curious, what happens in the fight with Genocide Jack if you get hit too much? You'll notice that Komaru isn't actually taking damage. That's because she has her clothes on. Genocide Jack wants one thing in this fight, and that's to humiliate you to death. And then kill you. What you need to do, in order to actually take damage, is lose your entire uniform. Which she does after quite a few hits. As soon as you get to this point, that's when you start taking damage and she can actually kill you. Now you're in danger. So I hope you like seeing a teenager in her underwear, because that's the way you die in this scenario. One funny thing I did find while re-recording this chapter is, there's a blind spot where Genocide Jack can't hit you. And it's actually the escape route, which I found kind of hilarious. If you stay far enough away, you can actually have it to where she can barely hit you, or can't hit you at all. She can't get around the invisible wall around this escape route, and eventually, she'll just run out of juice and you win the battle with doing absolutely nothing. Besides, you know, shooting the stun gun out of her hand. Here's one thing I wanted to try. What happens if you use the other bullets on Shirokuma? You can use knockback, it doesn't do anything except knock her back. Knock him back, excuse me. You can use the paralyzed bullet, doesn't do anything. Burn, move, none of them work. Detect. So, you try all these different bullets, you can't use Link, that doesn't work either. Special force field or something like that. But you can actually use Dance on Shirokuma, and if any of you are fans of Danganronpa the animation, this is Monokuma's sexy dance from the opening credits. It's a nice little touch. And then I got curious. Yes, Shirokuma can kill you. And it actually gives you tips on how to kill him. I can't believe this. Let's talk about that Zodiac Puzzle. In the Let's Play, I've solved it in 2 hints.
So cruel. This is the worst.
There are more than enough pieces of this puzzle for you to solve it. And in fact, this puzzle is idiot-proof. You can actually solve it by asking the game for more hints. I figured I'd show off all the places, just in case you wanted to solve it yourself. I'll show all the locations that you can find hints. So the first 2 are on the desk. The third one you can find over here on the guy's person who's dead. After you pick up that third clue, then they start talking about a possible solution and how you might be able to figure it out. They talk it over a little bit. They talk about the 6, the 9, and the 8. And how that's not enough info. Well, if you know about the Zodiac, you should be able to figure it out on your own. And using a little bit of your noggin, you'll figure out that there's a specific number. Now, if you come over and talk to Haiji, he'll give you a hint.
Hey.
Third Saturday, yeah, that does narrow it down a bit.
You're right.
That's right. So if you're talking about the third Saturday, that might be a number in the teens. The best part is, go up to Haiji again, ask for another hint. He'll give you a completely different one. Oh yeah, that's 6 and 9. I wonder if it has something to do with, like, a symbol or something. Yeah, you know the drill. Keep asking Haiji for hints. And eventually the game will actually take a bit of pity on you. There you go, between the 15th and the 21st. You're getting it, Komaru. You'll get it eventually. I actually do like games that take pity on the player, especially when it's a puzzle that is this obtuse. Unless you're playing Zero Escape. That game hates you. Get a pad and paper, because there's no way you're going to be able to talk your way out of that one. There you go, horoscopes. So just in case you don't want to know your fortune, now we know what number month August is.
You're right.
You get insulted a lot for asking for... That's probably one of the silver linings of this. Danganronpa is a game that sometimes likes to make the player feel like an absolute idiot. And this puzzle in particular, it is a nasty one, but they really just beat Komaru down with insults in this one. No more hints. Do you just want to know the answer? Yes.
Let's see.
If you can't get it, Haiji will figure it out on himself and give you the answer.
But
I think I got it.
Hey.
I see.
Oh, 718. There you go, Komaru. 0718. There's your answer. And the best part is, you can ask him again, just in case you forgot the answer.
Hey.
But this time, he'll just blatantly tell you the answer. You don't have to go through a long dialogue, and it's like, okay, I got it. Okay. Now, if you actually put in the wrong number, they just berate you and say, well, you don't remember? And something I never showed off is you can actually move the keypad to a different part of the screen, just in case you want to look. Let's talk about this boss. I wanted to fight it with Genocide Jill. The problem is, this boss is kind of picky. So you can hit it a few times every round, I guess you would say. You're still immortal, so you're not going to be taking any damage. But this boss is obnoxious when trying to fight with Komaru or Genocide Jack. Or Jill, whatever you like to call her. But the best part is, you can hit it with a special attack, and it'll deal enough damage. Be careful, though, because if you do a special attack right after that and it's trying to go into duck mode, you crash the game! It doesn't like the fact that you're trying to use a special move on a target you can't actually catch. And that crashes the game. Anyway, after you actually hit it when it's in shooting range mode, then you can switch back to Genocide Jill and the level's over, because it just throws bombs at you, and then it's like, oh, okay, I think I'll explode now. So there you go. Now let's talk about special deaths. Nagisa, you're dead.
This can't be real. A world like this. It's wrong. Just wrong.
I love how it gives you all this advice on how to kill Monokumas, even though you've killed so many of them by this point. Maybe it just doesn't have any faith in you. And by the way, you're not missing anything. Every time Nagisa dies, it's the same dialogue. I would also be careful. You can accidentally shoot ball Monokuma into him. I didn't know that, or I didn't even consider it. What happens if everybody dies in the next attack on the adult hideout? Well, the end result is actually kind of terrifying, and look at that spinning Monokuma.
So in the end, children killed all the adults. I guess there's no longer hope in this town.
Komaru, you disappoint me.
I don't know, Monokuma's dancing on a pile of corpses is very nightmare-worthy. In Chapter 5, there was one point where I wanted to get blown off of the platforms here, just to show off that this is a cheap death, but none of the bomber Monokumas could touch me. So they're wasting their ammo over there. They'll never hit me while I'm here. But unfortunately, the guys over here, they are just as bad. But eventually, yeah, you get blown forward instead of backward, and then you die. A very cheap death.
What are you doing?
Now, I wanted to see if Kotoko could actually fall. She doesn't, by the way. But I accidentally distracted one of the Beast Monokuma, so one thing I never considered, what happens if I take control of one of them? Yeah, this is one aspect of the game that was shown to me, and then I never took advantage of it. So what we're going to be doing here in the main section of Chapter 5 Shenanigans is taking control of every Monokuma that we didn't see. They're actually kind of cool. Ball Monokuma is very interesting, because you'd think you'd be able to roll everywhere. You just do your little, like, scuttle walk, and you do headbutts. You can't, like, shoot any of the garbage. You just waddle around and headbutt things. That's kind of disappointing. The Siren Monokuma is very interesting. Your siren turns off, which means you can't attract the other Monokumas, and you run around and attack like a normal one. Speaking of attacking, you can actually attack yourself while controlling a Monokuma. Now, here's another interesting one. Destroy Monokuma. I actually set these guys off and had them blast off towards Komaru. They're still aggroed on her, but if you actually hurt them with the gun, you can kinda, I wouldn't say glitch them out, but they're not going to attack me anymore. They're just gonna blast off and stay there. Oh, dear lord. Oh, wait, that's a Monokuma I haven't controlled yet. Let's try Junk Monokuma. This guy is very slow. Oh, well, crap. Junk Monokuma is extremely slow, has a big ol' wind-up for an attack, and it kind of works, but it is a little lackluster for something so powerful to be this slow and clunky to use.
Are you sure?
There are a lot of ways to die in Chapter 5 that are just story-specific. So, here in Monika's lair, what happens if we choose door number 1?
Victory! And that's the end of the third arc!
What's kind of funny is, after you pick the wrong door, you actually get a mini tutorial as soon as you get back into the game.
If one of these doors is correct, we have a 1 in 3 chance of getting it right.
Don't rely on probability! Think about it! Smack your head and remember!
Hitting my head might make me forget. Right! That might be a clue.
Yeah, I kind of knew Danganronpa didn't think much of the player, but let's just get it wrong anyway. And by the way, this does result in the exact same cutscene you just saw. So let's pick door number 2 and see what hilarious death awaits us behind it.
Victory! And that's the end of the third arc!
Feels like there's a few missing sound effects, but it's okay. It's the end of the game. Speaking of the end of the game, I tried so hard to use all of my different truth bullets on Kurokuma. None of them worked. The only one that works is your regular blue bullets. Now, Genocide Jack, on the other hand, uses a special attack and Kurokuma comes straight out. But you can't use a special attack 2 times in a row. Basically, what you want to use a special attack to get Kurokuma out of there, and then use regular slashes. Which, you know, that kind of makes sense, but you're still attacking him. But the special attack doesn't work when he's out and about, so attack him the old-fashioned way, and there he goes. Now, let's talk about the bad ending of the game. You break the controller, let's see what happens.
What I saw after that was fireworks. Fireworks heralding me as a savior. Yeah, a savior. The savior of Toa City. It's all thanks to me. I became hope. The hope of the adults who were treated so cruelly. Fireworks. Blessing me. It's all thanks to me. Everything is all my fault.
Congratulations, you beat the game! Just kidding, it actually reloads your decision one more time, just to see if you want to take it back. And by the way, this will happen every time you break the controller. How about that final boss battle? Well, what's kind of funny is the last point where you're attacking him and he charges at you and you have to do a quick time event, you can't fail. This is absolutely idiot-proof. You cannot lose this. It will continuously do this until you press it inside one of the rings. But then again, most players would panic and would think, oh, I gotta press it immediately. No, you can have it wait as long as you want. I actually waited here for a good 5 minutes and nothing actually happened. So there you go. Now you've achieved girlfriend status and you now attack the Monokuma. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, here's what a B rank looks like. It actually took me forever to get this to trigger, but here you are.
To achieve success right to the very end. It appears I had underestimated your prowess. What? What are you upset about? I'm trying to apologize here. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
There was a hypothesis I needed to test before the end of this game. What happens if you get the absolute lowest score you can get in a single chapter? So I replayed Chapter 1, and from the very beginning of the game, I failed everything and got 40 points. The lowest score is a D. So I will leave you here with some final big bad deaths, and next time on Ultra Despair Girls, we're going to be hitting the unlockables and what you get for beating the game. See you guys next time.
You disappoint me.
I did it! I did it! Sage Robot Hannibal X wins! I met everyone's expectations!